jail. Let me be very clear about that. If you block an intersection or a roadway in Brevard County, you are going to jail. If you flee arrest, you're going to go to jail tired because we are going to run you down and put you in jail. If you try to mob rule a car in Brevard County, gathering around it, refusing to let the driver leave, in our county, you're most likely going to get run over and dragged across the street. If you spit on us, you're going to the hospital and in jail. If you hit one of us, you're going to the hospital and jail, and most likely get bitten by one of our big, beautiful dogs that we have here. If you throw a brick, a firebomb, or point a gun at one of our deputies, we will be notifying your family where to collect your remains at, because we will kill you graveyard dead.
Travis County Sheriff's deputies arrested one of their own overnight, charging a deputy with driving while intoxicated. William Harrow was booked into jail just after 1 o'clock this morning. According to the arrest affidavit, deputies could smell alcohol on his breath and say he failed a field sobriety test. Harrow is currently out of jail on bond.
Casey's Towing has operated in Greensboro since 1986. Owner Anthony Broadway says his team often works closely with police, but an interaction over the weekend left him feeling like officers violated his rights. One of his drivers towed a car from an apartment complex in High Point. The next day, Greensboro Police showed up at Casey's, saying the warning signs weren't in the right place and that the car had been reported stolen.
The intimidation factor was crazy because it was more like, look, you know, we're here to take this vehicle. You done wrong. It's no questions asked, no nothing. Like, it was a very stressful situation for my driver.
Broadway says officers went onto the property and tried to take the car and return it to the driver. In video Broadway recorded, Greensboro Police say they were acting on information from High Point officers that towing signs weren't placed correctly. Broadway claims the signs were in place. These are photos he shared with us from the apartment complex. He says the driver who towed the car is having a hard time processing the altercation.
This is something that, you know, he done with his father who passed away, who taught him how to tow. And at this point, for me, it's very heartbreaking in that he's having to consider going into another field.
Toward the end of the video, Greensboro Police pulled back after a city attorney advised them not to remove the vehicle. Broadway says the driver ultimately had to pay to get their car back, and no one from Casey's was arrested.
If the city attorney didn't get involved, someone probably was going to jail that day, which is very unfortunate.
Greensboro Police said in a statement, in part, quote, police department leadership became aware of a video Sunday involving an interaction between GPD officers and a local towing company. The department immediately requested its professional standards division to conduct an investigation, which is ongoing at this time, end quote.
I'm a firm believer that, you know, I support the law enforcement for what they do, but I think that it should never be a situation where, you know, anybody that's at work should feel threatened and intimidated by the police when they're just doing their job.
Good morning and welcome to the Bad Apple Report. It's 7:30 a.m. bright and early right here at home on the range. Thank you so much for being here today, folks. I really appreciate it. We're going to start it out with good news. A TSA officer has been arrested. Nobody likes TSA officers, especially this one. This officer was arrested for assaulting a 79-year-old flyer at the FLL, deputies say. Okay. Fort Lauderdale, Florida, Broward Sheriff's Office deputies arrested a Transportation Security Administration agent on Wednesday after they said she attacked a 79-year-old passenger at Fort Lauderdale Hollywood International Airport. Authorities identified the agent as Janiyah Wilson Robinson, age 21, of Margate. Oh, Janiyah, loose cannon, knucklehead. Okay, according to the BSO report, Wilson Robinson attacked the Palm Beach Gardens woman who was flying that day on JetBlue by forcibly pushing her. The senior fell to the ground and hit her forehead, causing minor bruising, the deputy said. According to the report, medics gave the woman, who declined a trip to the hospital, an ice pack. The report doesn't state what led to the alleged assault. Well, I'm guessing Wilson Robinson is a complete lunatic. But anyways, Wilson Robinson, Janiyah, was arrested and spent the night in the North Broward Bureau Detention Facility. Oh, she's going to wake up and be proud to see her face on the cover of the Bad Apple Report. Okay, Terrell Foney caught up with her on Thursday night as a loved one picked her up from the jail and asked, did she fall or did you push her? And anything you want to say to her family? I wonder what she said. Wilson Robinson didn't respond to any of the questions. Oh, Janiyah, what's wrong with you, girl? Okay, she was released on a $1,000 bond and charged with aggravated battery of a person 65 or older. She only got a $1,000 bond for that? Anyways, in a statement, TSA spokesperson said the agency was aware of her arrest. TSA holds its employees to boo. No, they don't. You'd have fired her ass immediately if you did. All right, let's move on with the show.
The owners of the well-known South LA Cafe announcing what they never imagined, a civil rights lawsuit against the Los Angeles Police Department.
A respected business owner and a respected retired firefighter who had his constitutional rights violated merely because he was trying to report misconduct within his own community.
April 11th, 2024, at this Lamert Boulevard 7-Eleven parking lot, where Joe Ward Wallace says he stopped his vehicle to speak with two LAPD officers.
Just wanted to make a complaint about another police officer that was driving recklessly and almost caused an accident. And when I started to share that complaint to those officers, I was met with hostility, I was antagonized, and assaulted. I was then arrested and denied bail.
Joe, seen here in photos with Mayor Bass, one of several politicians to stop at the popular cafe while campaigning, explains he has never been to jail.
I spent 5 horrible days in jail and solitary confinement, only to have the charges dropped.
And here we are in front of our cafe, and it does not matter that he is a leader. It does not matter that he is a father of 5, a grandfather of 8, a serial entrepreneur, a community organizer. On this day, he was just another black man in this community being profiled and being treated like he was not a human being.
And keep in mind, the charges against him were battery against a police officer. Again, they were dropped. Now, we did reach out to LAPD. They're saying no comment.
Well, since the video is about the most graphic and brutal thing you've ever seen, YouTube won't let us play it, but I'll tell you, the video shows inmate struck 83 times. 83 times, lawsuit claims. And I'd like to thank Awake to Evil, one of our favorite peeps here on the channel, our favorite commenters and subscribers, that sent me this story over on X. In a federal civil lawsuit filed this week, a former Jefferson County jail inmate claims he was unlawfully and brutally attacked in June of 2023, and the lawsuit names 4 deputies as defendants. They waylaid on this guy. He was a pretrial detainee in the jail who said he was suffering from a severe mental health crisis and was on mental health floor of the jail. The deputies initially went to the inmate's cell to investigate water coming from the cell. The inmate claims that he was sprayed with a chemical irritant at close range. According to video evidence and records obtained by ABC News, the inmate was struck with a baton 25 times by one deputy, 58 times by another. He was also kicked 9 times. The lawsuit says the inmate was defenseless and unarmed. And in the video, they literally just don't stop. According to the lawsuit, medical staff did not immediately evaluate the inmate's injuries before he was sent to the UAB hospital for treatment. The court filing alleges that the use of force is excessive and unreasonable when defendant accused of sadistically and maliciously assaulting and battering the plaintiff. It was like that. While the deputies were disciplined, the former inmate and his attorney said they believe the defendants should have been fired, if not arrested. I mean, good grief. Let's see. In the response to our email, a spokesperson said the Jefferson County Sheriff's does not comment on pending litigation. Oh, okay. Well, those jailers most definitely should be in jail. Let's move on.
2 former Caltrain employees were sentenced to a collective 6 months in jail this week. Both men were charged back in 2024 with the felony theft of public funds after they embezzled money to build secret apartments. One in the Caltrain station in Burlingame and the other in the nearby Millbrae station.
This is why I say to people, never say you've seen it all, because something like this new will come up.
San Mateo County District Attorney Steve Wagstaff tells us the men lived inside the apartments for several years. In total, they spent over $40,000 building them and even had things like office spaces and living rooms inside.
When it's public money that is being stolen by a public employee, that's egregious. That takes it up a level.
Both men followed similar schemes in order to create the apartments. How it worked was they hired contractors to remodel former office space, but kept each invoice under $3,000 so that they could be approved. Caltrain was unavailable for an interview, but sent ABC 7 News a statement, which reads in part, "The misuse of public funds for private use is a violation of the law, Caltrain policy, and the public's trust. In cases where there is evidence of unlawful conduct by an employee or a contractor, we immediately act to rectify the situation." Outside the Burlingame Caltrain station Friday afternoon, many passengers were shocked to learn what had been going on.
Now I'm looking the building. I want to know what kind of furniture he has upstairs.
Bill Crowmer tells us he takes the train about once a week. He said he never had any indication someone was actually living there.
And I'm surprised that nobody else noticed as well, so he obviously kept well under the radar for everyone.
Caltrain was told to keep the apartments as they are while the cases were making their way through court. And even though they were relatively simple, they'll likely leave an impression on many here for quite some time.
Maybe once in a while in life, people can do these crazy things. I think he's loco.
In San Mateo County.
And we're banging through the headlines like you know we got to do. We've come across a lovesick loser cop from Bibb County. The Bibb County Sheriff's Office deputy was arrested for stalking his ex-wife. Macon, Georgia, an employee with the Bibb County Sheriff's Office was fired and arrested for stalking his ex-wife on the Middle Georgia State University campus. According to the incident reports from the MGA Police Department, a student at MGA reported that Joshua Dylan Potts, her ex-husband, and a deputy with the BSO was consistently making unwanted contact with her on campus. On February 24th, the victim reported that Potts came to the campus and left her a note on her vehicle that she was in class. Okay. Potts said he had been calling and texting her multiple times that day, but she didn't answer because she was in class. Okay. She told MGA officer that when her class ended around 5 p.m., she decided to stay in the building because she had a feeling he would come to the campus. She later found a letter on the vehicle that read, "I love you and I hope you had a good day. Text me. I'm sorry for everything. You didn't deserve it. I don't deserve you. I'm sorry." Oh, come on, loser. Okay. The victim explained that she and Potts were legally divorced, but sorry, guys. But recently tried to get back together and didn't work out because he cheated on her. She mentioned that Potts allegedly told her a personality disorder when he was younger. He had a personality disorder. Oh, he's got one when he's now, too, as far as I'm concerned. But he had never been abusive or threatening toward her. The MGA officer provided her with information on the crisis, blah, blah, blah. On March 12th, the MGA officer contacted Potts on a recorded line, informing him that they received an unwanted contact report about the February incident, and he was not allowed to make contact with the victim unless it pertained to their child. And Potts confirmed that he understood. However, on April 8th, the MGA committee changed the crime description in their police reports from unwanted contact to clearly defined stalking. Wellity, well. Okay, despite the warning Potts received, the victim reported another stalking incident on May 22nd. The victim told the officer that she left her class, began walking to the parking lot, saw Potts watching her. Once she made it to the car, she immediately locked the doors. Potts came up to the vehicle and attempted to open the door while telling her to sign some documents. Oh, Potts. Goofball. The victim immediately called the MGA police, and her ex-husband went back to his vehicle. She told police that Potts called her 13 times from unknown numbers and text now numbers just before the incident, and he believed that he had been waiting for her to finish class. MGA confirmed the incident after reviewing surveillance video and cell phone logs for the victim. She also reported that while they had shared custody of their daughter, Potts had not been visiting and had failed to fulfill his child support obligations naturally. She added that Potts worked for BCSO and blah, blah, blah. Listen, there's a lot more on this guy. He's just a complete and utter loser, and he made it on the Bad Apple Report. Thanks for being here, folks.
Enjoying yourself?
You know, covering everything.
Nothing better to do?
Honor your
oath. How about honor your oath, bitch? How about that? Honor your oath. Oh, there you go.
I didn't do nothing. I didn't say nothing.
You're supposed to get lost. This guy goes to jail. He goes to jail. Let's go. That's right. You go to jail, bro. Big mouth.
I'm just watching. I didn't do nothing.
My glasses. Party's over.
I have a heart attack. You're fucking pushing me. I'm not resisting. I swear I'm not resisting. I didn't do anything and I'm alive. I'm not doing anything. I don't want to go, bro. I got a clean record. I'm not doing anything. No, stop. I want my glasses to use.
Stop resisting. You need to learn the rules. Put that hand behind your back. Put that hand behind your back. I want to get my glasses. Put your hand behind your back.
I didn't even do anything. I'm just watching. Are you serious? I'm not doing anything. Dude, I'm such a good girl. I don't do anything. Pull it up.
And do you have ID on you? Do you have ID on you?
Yeah, like,
where is it?
My backpack.
Is it alright if I go in your backpack to grab it?
No.
Sure, because she's under arrest. Alright, so you don't want to do it.
I don't think
You're going to be searched inventory to arrest.
You guys are fucking illegal.
So that's going to leave 3 hours ago.
Are you serious?
3
I
hours
didn't hear
ago.
that?
Everybody heard it. Why do you think they're running around like chickens with their heads cut off?
But I've been walking around covering for your guys' side. I've been saying keep it peaceful. They even tried to send the news to me, guy. I've been saying keep it peaceful. You can watch my live. I'm not tripping.
And the young man that you were with going for you. Yeah, you're fighting. Where is your ID at?
Well, I'm trying to tell you. Hold on. No, it's on the inside. And inside. Up. There you go.
Anything else you want to say?
Literally a law.
Let's take you and 2 of them to the bar. Sure.
Let them bring the turtle here back.
Now you go to jail. Walk up.
Because we got to keep.
Okay, Ron, we're going to actually bring her over here, okay? We're going to bring her over here. You enjoy your night? You enjoy your night?
I didn't say anything.
Yeah, you should have shut your mouth, too. And you should have left hours ago.
I didn't.
Well, now shut up. We're dealing the fucking rules. Shut your fucking mouth. Let's go.
I'm defending people here telling them to be nice to you, and you're sitting there being
Have it in my face.
I didn't.
Shut your mouth and walk. Shut your mouth and walk. Go back to LA. Dumbass. Stay fucking LA.
What? Page is on live. Someone needs to end the video.
Everybody have a great day. That's all we got for the morning show. We may have an after dark this evening. There's just so many bad apples to report on. But I really thank you guys for being here for the morning show, just like every morning right here at home on the range. You make my day, and I really appreciate you, really, really. So I hope you have a great day, and we'll see you later. Take it easy.